having failed last time, I'm going to have another go at lowering the car today, and I thought I'd do a little video to show you the problems I had last time and how I've overcome them, hopefully. So here's a little walk around so you can see it before. Mean machine, it's bad boy, honestly. So this is what we're trying to get, trying to reduce this gap here a little bit. There's the front. Wish me luck. Alright, so I've got the wheel off. This is the bolt I couldn't undo last time. I had given it a good old scrape with a wire brush and put WD-40 on it, but it does come through this side here on the suspension as well, and you can see it's just really bad. So I've got a heat gun I borrowed off Tom, and also got a big old breaker bar here to give us a bit more leverage to try and undo it. So let's see how we get on. So blowtorch is lit. Safety, #1 priority. Whoa, yes. Whoa. Oh, hang on.
What?
Hang on. First off, I need to remove the brake cable.
Have you turned off the thing?
Yes, it just takes a second.
Okay, good. Don't
You
burn
still
your hand.
filming?
Yeah.
We can stop it now.
Speak.
You seeing there, Ems?
Yeah. Oh,
Alright.
yeah. What are you doing now then, Bob?
Just come over my shoulder here and you see better. I'm just getting some heat on that bolt, and that makes the bolt expand inside the the bolt expand inside the threaded section, and that should deteriorate, crack the rust, that's stopping it from coming out. Just need to get a bit of heat on that.
Does your hand feel hot?
No, doesn't need to be glowing or anything, just enough to expand the bolt a little bit. So
Right.
I've just let that cool down. Yeah, this is the part I need to move this one out of the way, obviously, because that's the brake hose. I want to melt that, and I just need to make sure that the direction of the heat is nothing else that's going to be affected. So I'll put a little bit more heat on this side as well, just for good measure. But now I'm going to let that cool down for a bit. I need to take this linkage arm off here, Allen key in the middle to hold the centre bit and stop it spinning around, undo that nut there, and then we're good to go, I think. And then yeah, take this bolt off, hopefully come out of here, and then smash this, drop out, and that whole suspension bit come out, put the new one in. Here we go. See, just holding that middle bit with the Allen key and undo the nut. Oh yes, actually from memory what I need to do now is, because this is sprung, here, as soon as I try and undo this, the whole geometry of the suspension starts to shift. So what I actually have to do is put the bottle jack underneath here to hold that tension, otherwise this starts to drop and it makes it more difficult to get that bolt out. Yeah, so here I've got my trusty little bottle jack. Make sure that's all done. Oh. Should just slide just under there, that's good. And just enough to take the tension off.
Can you give me my car key back?
Kate's come to give me some moral support because I've now got to the bit that I got stuck on last time. So I've got me breaker bar on that bad boy, so hopefully the heat's worked. Let's try it. Right, let's give this a go. Stand back a bit, Ems. Whee! Oh no, come on. Oh yes, look at that.
Does it work?
Yeah, mate.
Does it come out?
It's started to come undone.
Yes.
Yes, look, that's all we needed. Just that little bit of give. Yes, perfect.
Yes.
So now I think I can probably get a normal sized wrench on that. Yes, perfect.
Oh, a bit zoomed in there.
Right, that's right. Now there's the bolt that's causing me, as you can see, it's well rusted up, caused me all those problems. But what I've done is I've bought some new bolts, so I don't have to worry about putting these old ones back in again. It'll probably be alright looking at it, but just thought it'd be on the safe side. Right, so now we've got the bolt off. I've got to get this bit off the bottom of the shock absorber there, so literally it's a case of just smacking it with a hammer and getting that off. I've got a nice big hammer, bit of wood, check the metal, here we go. Yes. Obviously I'm being very careful not to hit the ABS sensor wire and the cheeky little brake cable there. Get in there, get in there. Oh, that's freaking me out. Oh, it's nearly there. I've probably got to go in a quarter of an inch. I don't know if I might need to loosen up that steering rack. Let's give it another couple of whacks, see how we go. Right, I think it's time to get up on the top. So I just had to stop and do a bit of Googling because I couldn't get the suspension off the bottom of the shock absorber. There wasn't enough play. Let me show you, hang on. Yeah, so knocking this down, this wasn't coming off the bottom of the shock. I was knocking it down as far as it would go and it was just springing back up on, and looking on the internet I needed to start taking all of the steering arm off, the whatever this bit is called down here, and I thought no. So what I've done is I've done a bit of a bodge. I've just got a bit of wood here on a bottle jack and I'm just compressing the spring by jacking this up. Don't know if you can see. So hopefully I'll then be able to knock that off. Let's see how we go. It's just giving me enough to get that bad boy out. Now I've got to just try and work out how I get that bit out. I'm hoping that the new shocks, because they're lowered, will have just enough play for me to get back in there without having to do anything stupid like that. So let's see how we go. Okay, so I'm quite amazed that that worked and I've now managed to get that out, so that's good. Given all that a clean up and also put the bolt back in through there and gave a good old spray WD-40 to clean the threads out a little bit, as much as I can anyway. So now we're under the bonnet. And this is where the top of the shock absorber and coil spring bolts through, so I need to undo these 3 bolts and then that should just literally lift out. So I'm obviously well happy getting that out of the car, but this, I'm actually cheating a little bit. Probably the most difficult thing about doing these apparently is, because you only replace the springs when you're lowering, or most of the time anyway, the most difficult thing is getting the springs off the shocks. Look at the state of that, all corroded. You have to undo that bolt while stopping the arm in here from spinning, and then you have to compress this spring with a special tool, and that can be quite dangerous. Well, fortunately I haven't got to worry about that because the springs that I bought on my favourite bargain are already attached to the shocks. So for 60 quid I was well happy with this set. So now all I've got to do, literally reverse of what I've done, bolt this bad boy in. So I'm just making sure I'm putting the right side in. So I've lined them up next to each other and I've just realised that actually they're the same length. So I'm going to have to get my wooden contraption back out again to compress it, to get it back in. So this is going to be interesting. So there is the first side done. I will just make sure that the bolts in the top up here, these ones, they're all nice and tight before I take it down. And also actually when I've got a bit of grease on my disc brake here, just from the overspray WD-40 off my finger, so I'm just going to give them a quick clean with some brake cleaner before I put the wheel on, and then onto the other side. Awesome. So now onto the back wheels, and I'm going to do the exhaust at the same time whilst that's all off. A bit different, this should be a bit easier. Under here, just got to literally jack the car up. This suspension arm drops down, undo that bolt, and then the springs just take them out by hand. Only difference is I've got to jack the car up completely because it's obviously linked to each side. And yeah, get rid of that thing. Get rid of that bad boy. So I've got the back wheel off. There's the old exhaust there. Look at that beautiful repair. Look, it's even failed just for good measure. But it was only ever a temporary thing to get through the MOT, which it did, which is good. So here's the new one. What I need to do with this one, just understand roughly where it's going to go. So I need to know roughly where to cut the pipe. I think just to be on the safe side, I'm going to do it in 2 goes. I'm just going to cut this here, which I know is, oh, look at the state of that, it's crap. Going to just cut it off here, get rid of this old box, and then I can actually hold this one up properly to the mounting points, work out exactly where it's going to go. I'm going to need to trim a bit off of the bumper because it needs to go through there, and then I can just trim that to exactly where it needs to be. So wish me luck. So here we go. Bit of a fail because I haven't got the right tools. I've only got an angle grinder to cut this with, and the blade's not quite big enough to cut through the whole thing. So I'm just going to have to do my best and then do the rest of a hacksaw. But you can see I've covered up the brake lines here with a flammable rag so that they don't get sparks on. Got my goggles on, let's do it. That so nearly went through. It's about that far off. That's right. The other thing I want to do is, it's got the old exhaust out. There's a comparison, look. But do you know what? The best thing about this, right? You can now appreciate the scale, scope and quality of my gum repair on this beast. Look at it. It's actually beautiful. I think I might put it in the garden, put a plant in it or something, and just have it as a bit of a art installation, maybe not. Anyway, let's fit this beast. Actually, look, I'm starting to lose the light. Beautiful sky, but yeah, it's getting on. I need to hurry up. Right, so I've got it hung on the brackets, not connected on the pipe yet, of course, but I need to trim the boot, which is why it's not sitting quite straight. So I'm having to cut this without being able to know exactly where it's going to end up. So I've just taken a rough measurement that it's going to pivot like that, and so this should come over slightly, and that's where I'm going to cut it. So it's all by eye, not measured. See how we end up. So now it's dark. Genius. So a little update. It's not that late, but it's dark, it's winter. Oh look, I've got the exhaust pipe on, and I'm just getting the rear springs off. It's got my trusty work light. So yeah, I've got the car, I don't know if you can see that, jacked up in the air, and I'm just currently put a jack underneath the I don't even know what it's bloody called, but it links the suspension sides together. Someone will probably tell me in the comments. Just to jack it up to take the pressure off the springs. I've got to take these bastard bolts out here, but look how corroded it is. nasty. But I'm getting there with my breaker bar. I can't quite see that. It's coming out, it's just hard work. So once I've taken those bolts out, I'll drop that little jack down there, the suspension will drop out, and then you can just take the springs out, put new springs in, put it all back together again, and then we're done. So there's the exhaust pipe. Got a nice clamp up there. The guy bought it off, had modified the way it hangs, so it's been a bit of a pig to fit. But I think I've got there in the end. I just need to tidy up the hole, and I'll do that in the morning when I've got a bit more light. Yeah, it's gone a bit wonky, but we'll sort that out. Right, now this is one of the things that's supposed to be easy, just take them out with your hand, mate. Right, so this is one of the things that's supposed to be easy. Let's see, shall we? So I've taken the bolts out, both sides. Now, I'm going to let this little bottom jack down. And you see it just drop the suspension down. Oh, very nice. So that's all the way down. So now apparently these you just take out of your hand. Oh fuck. It's making a funny old fucking noise. Excuse my language. Let's take that out. I hate laying under cars. Pisses me off. Sake. Right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look. Come on. Boom. There's one. I'm going to take the other one out. Right, I'm going to do 2 hands on that one, and then the other one should just go straight in. Give that a clean up, I think. Yes, mate. Boom, there's one in. Nice and yellow. But how much easier is that to fit than the front ones? Look, literally. Done. Pump this bad boy up. See it moving up. Just pump that up until, make sure they're seated. Yeah, all looks good. Pump up until these bits line up. One-handed mechanic, look at that. And then I can just put those screws in and it's done. It's beautiful. Okay, first start up, here we go. You ready, Em? You ready?
Yeah, go.
So I thought I'd give you an update actually, because about 18 months ago that I lowered the old bad boy, put the Rude Boy exhaust on it. The suspension's actually quite tough on the front. I'm not sure the shocks that I got with that kit I bought on Facebook were actually that decent. Probably do with better quality shocks because it's a bit hard up front, but it certainly looks better. I just gave it a clean yesterday. Just looking nice and shiny. But the yeah, that exhaust is loud. Particularly bad on motorway. Sometimes you can just lower your speed, maybe do like 65 and it's a bit more bearable. But overall, yeah, I'm pleased. It worked out right. I took it to a garage to get them to just check. I put the shocks on and everything all right afterwards, and they were happy with it. So yeah, all looks good. I'll just quickly show you underneath so you can see what it looks like now. You can see I only marginally recut that shape. Now actually, the guy that I bought it off, I've mentioned this in the video, had changed the angle of these to make it sit higher. So I think out the box it probably did clear the bottom of the bumper, but I ended up bending it down so that it came lower. So obviously that is a bit messy, but to be honest, you just don't notice it when you're a bit further away. But the join I put in with the clamp you can't really see, but that's all worked right. It's been MOT'd since, and it all was all right. Springs obviously now showing some signs of wear. So yeah, no, it's all worked out all right, but it is low. I think at first, actually, because I think it only, when the before and after photos, only lowered it by like 2 centimetres. I was a bit disappointed. I wanted it lower, but to be fair, it's low enough, I think. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think that worked out all right.